Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 285. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to review Brandon here, and welcome back to another juicy episode of WWE News and Rumors. So I've kind of switched around the video schedule a little bit this week, guys. So tomorrow there's going to be a double upload. Today we have a full episode of WWE News. And the reason I don't do the new series, the What's Happening Today in Wrestling, because we kind of cover that in the news episodes. So the days there's news episodes, it's just the news episode. But the other days we'll be doing a What's Happening Today in the World. What are people talking about in the world of wrestling? And then the second video will be something different, something amazing. But anyway, as for today, it's just the news episode, and hopefully this one's good enough for you guys. So enough of me running my mouth. Let's go ahead and jump right into some juicy news stories and rumors. All right, the first news story. If you guys haven't heard about this one, you're in for something. So yesterday, in my first episode of What's Happening Today in the World of Wrestling, I talked about how wrestlers are actually stuck in Saudi Arabia. So we have news, they are now home. They got home, I think, only about an hour ago at the time I'm filming this. This video will probably go up a little bit later, but they're home now. So basically what happened is the wrestlers, a lot of them, I'd say the majority of them, they chartered a plane, which basically is like renting a plane and that they can take to Saudi or whatever. And basically what happened is the plane rumored it had mechanical issues. There was another rumor going around that, oh, they're not allowed to leave Saudi Arabia, which is something, is a concern, I guess, to people from the United States. So basically what happened, it turned into a big ordeal. No one really knew what was going on, except like Vince McMahon or whatever. So there's like mixed rumors coming out yesterday saying they're not allowed to leave Saudi Arabia. There was another one saying their plane just broke down, they're allowed to leave. And basically it turned into a big ordeal. And apparently the White House, which is a very big deal here in the United States, the White House was briefed on the situation, and it was classified as a international accident. Yeah, international accident, and like the White House was briefed on it and everything. So that's crazy. If the White House was briefed, it must have been something. But basically, they got a second plane chartered over there, and then still wouldn't take off. And then they finally got a third one. The third one was the one that took off today, and they finally got back home. But they were saying it was like mechanical issues with the plane. Other people were saying, you know, it was an issue with Saudi Arabia. No one really knows. I mean, WWE ever released a statement saying that it was just mechanical issues and they're getting home as soon as possible. But most of you already knew about the Saudi Arabia issues a little bit if you saw SmackDown last night, because SmackDown last night was basically NXT on Friday, because they had they had the women, and a few of the male wrestlers were able to make it back over, but the majority were still in Saudi. So basically, like, the show, they had to like be like, okay, who do we have in the States we can use? Well, I guess we're gonna have to fly up some people from Florida, from NXT. So that's basically what they did last night. It was a good show. They did the best of what they could. And they did like the best ratings on SmackDown this past week than they've done in a while because of the whole ordeal there. But that's just the situation there. Where we have some more rumors about the whole situation we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I've talked about this subject a little bit too long in this episode, so let's move on to the next thing. So the next thing has to do with the WWE stock. Now, I know not a lot of people are into this or really want to hear a whole lot about it, but I'll just tell you the important thing, like a normal person who doesn't buy and sell stocks and kind of stuff like that needs to know. So basically, the WWE stock has dropped and Vince lost a lot of money. Vince McMahon lost $296 million on paper. I mean, it could be different, but basically, his stock dropped. It dropped 16%. Now, the reason for that, there's a number of things. They're trying to reach a TV deal in like Saudi Arabia where they can get like normal like Raw and SmackDown in Saudi Arabia, but they haven't reached that deal yet. I don't know what it is. And they might have to water down like the normal show like Raw and SmackDown. I mean, maybe they could edit some stuff out, but they kind of have to water it down to make it okay to view in Saudi. So this change of the product, like the whole product as a whole, not just the shows. Like they're changing all the shows because they're going to be aired in Saudi Arabia. I mean, maybe if they do like an edgy segment, like the whole Lana stuff, maybe they can just edit that out of the Saudi edition that gets aired over there. I don't know. But yeah, Vince lost a lot of money. I mean, there's a lot of like, I guess, factors. Their numbers aren't where they should be, and this whole, I don't know when this happened, when it dropped, but maybe this had something to do with the whole situation where it's international accident and the wrestlers got stuck in Saudi Arabia because of the deal with Saudi Arabia. I don't know. All I know is Vince lost almost $300 million. Which is probably nothing to him, but you know, it's still a lot of money on paper. All right, the next news story is kind of interesting. So fans went to SmackDown last night, right? And they brought signs. Sometimes WWE security, which this will never happen to AEW, but WWE have been doing this for a while. If they don't like what a sign says, they just take it. They just take it from the fan. That's basically what happened last night. But it's kind of interesting why they took it. There's no actual reason why they would take it. It was like a boss sign, like for Sasha Banks, and they took it. I don't know if they don't want Sasha referred to as the boss anymore or something, but someone had a sign for Sasha and they actually took it. I don't know if they thought boss meant something else. I don't know if they were trying to refer to, I don't know, Tony Khan from AEW or something. I don't think so. I think it was a Sasha Banks sign. They just take it and maybe they just kind of misunderstanding what the sign means. I don't know. But all I know is they took a sign last night that said boss on it. I don't know what it said. It just, the thing we know is it just said boss in some way. I don't know if it said legit boss, the boss, or what, but basically they took the sign. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so those are the news stories, confirmed news stories I had to talk to you guys about today. And now we're going to talk about some unconfirmed news stories, also called rumors. And I get to use my awesome catchphrase, which is on a t-shirt and stickers and all kinds of stuff on my merchandise store. If you help support the channel that way, I had to do a cheap plug there. So ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news stories. And now, we're going to talk about some juicy rumors. So this episode's actually kind of flipped. Normally, like, rumors, there's a lot more than news stories. This episode's kind of flipped around. So the first rumor I have for you guys is about the Cain Velasquez match. Why it was like so short and they really didn't do too much in it. It's because Cain Velasquez needs knee surgery and they had this match scheduled, so they couldn't really do a lot. It's not really anyone's fault. Just he had to have knee surgery and he did the match before he had to have it. So that's why the match was so short. Maybe in the future they'll do something with Cain Velasquez in the WWE. I'm not really too sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and we're to this point in the video, the saddest part in the entire video. It's the final thing, the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I will be talking about inside of this video. So this is also about Saudi Arabia. So this is like the biggest thing, biggest discussion going on in wrestling right now. A lot of the wrestlers, since they got stuck over there for like 2 days, like the show was on Thursday. And today's Saturday, and they're just not getting back. And they were supposed to be back, I guess, Thursday night, if not early Friday morning. So, yeah, this is, I mean, they should have been back, I guess, Thursday night, because even though it was nighttime over there, it was still, like, daytime here, so they probably would have flew back then. They had issues with their plane or whatever, but basically, a lot of wrestlers are really, like, pissed off and irritated, because it's not like, oh, the plane's messed up, I'll just drive. Because it's not like that. We're not in the United States. You can't do that. So they were like literally stuck. And they had, I think, the first time where they had the plane, like it's not like, hey, the plane's not working, we're gonna have to fly you guys out tomorrow. It's not that. They had them sitting inside of the plane, buckled up, seatbelts up, bags up, all of that for 6 hours, just sitting there waiting to take off. And they're like, oh yeah, the plane's broken actually. If that was the case, I mean, there's rumors that Vince McMahon got in some kind of argument with Saudi Arabia officials, and then they were like, wrestlers, you're not leaving here, or something. I don't know if it was like that. Just argument, I don't know what it could have been about. It could have been about a women's kind of thing, a women's match kind of thing, or it could have been like a, I don't know, the TV deal kind of thing, or how they're going to have to change content so it's okay to air all the programming in Saudi. I don't know what that argument could have been about. We don't know if that even happened, but what we do know is a situation happened where the wrestlers couldn't come home, and the freaking White House was briefed on the situation, and it was classified as an international, like, crisis. So, just crazy. I mean, they finally got out of there, but I don't know what the situation was. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever know more details about this. Hopefully we will, but yeah, it's just kind of a screw-up situation. But the point here is, guys, a lot of these wrestlers are saying, never again. I am never going to Saudi Arabia again. That was a nightmare. I am never going back again. So the question remains, like, they have a lot of shows they still have to do in Saudi Arabia. So this deal has to keep going. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if the people saying, I'm never going back, are just like small wrestlers, or if it's like these big main event guys saying, I'm never going back to Saudi Arabia. I mean, I'm sure they'll throw some type of show together, but something interesting is a large portion of the roster is saying they're never going to go back to Saudi Arabia because of the situation. So I don't know what that means for the future of the Saudi Arabia shows. I mean, they were told from the beginning it's a bad idea, you shouldn't do that. They were trying to change the viewpoint on Saudi Arabia, showing that Saudi Arabia is changing and that it's safe to, like, travel over there, it's safe to do shows over there, and this, like, it's okay. And then we have something like this where it's all over the news here in the United States. There's an international crisis. WWE wrestlers are not allowed to leave Saudi Arabia or whatever. I mean, it's all like rumors. Like nothing is confirmed. So I mean, you know how media like spreads stuff, and I'm not trying to spread anything. That's when I did my video yesterday. I just said all we know is the wrestlers are stuck in Saudi Arabia. It's said to be some kind of plane issue, and they should be getting a second plane and be out of there by tomorrow. And yeah, so it's just a mess. I don't know what the real situation is and the facts are. That's why this is in the rumor part of this video, but hopefully we know like sometime in the future what actually happened, because I'm very intrigued, I'm very interested in this. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the final thing I had to talk to you guys about today. So thank you guys for watching this episode of WWE News and Rumors. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a like. If you're brand new to this channel, you're just now finding me, then definitely subscribe and hit the little belly thing, whatever it is, push notifications or whatever, to be notified when I upload new videos so you don't miss any of them. And now I'm gonna have to do something to keep the lights on here. It's promoting time. So if you want to help support this channel outside of YouTube, I have two ways you can do so. The first off is just my merchandise store. I have awesome Brandon Hodge t-shirts and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff over there on the merchandise store. The second way you can support this channel is with SeatGeek. If you guys are actually looking for a ticket for anything, literally anything in the entire world, if it be a sporting event, concert, circus, whatever the hell you're looking for a ticket for, I have a code that can save you some money, and with your saved money, you can actually buy like merchandise from, I don't know, my merchandise store, or if you're at the show, you can buy merchandise from the show with that extra money, or whatever the heck you want to spend it on. I can save you 20 bucks. So the code is just my last name, it's code Hodge. It's for first time orders only, so if you've used SeatGeek before, you can actually just make a new account and use my code anyway. Definitely shouldn't be telling you guys that, but it's a little secret for you guys. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching this video. Tomorrow will be a double upload day, so definitely don't mix that. I'm Brandon Hodge, and I really appreciate every one of you for watching this video and supporting this channel. It really means the world to me. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.